It's all the rage these days to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. Politicians and pundits alike pound the table about how we can outcompete China by making America great at making things again. But what if we can't? What if trying to turn the U.S. into a manufacturing powerhouse is actually a terrible idea? You see, the American economy is built on one thing and one thing alone: being the world's biggest consumer. In 2024, consumer spending in the U.S. hit $18.8 trillion, driving 2/3 of the country's GDP. That's the highest ratio in the developed world. To put it simply, America spends like nobody's business, and this gives it an economic superpower. Countries like China, Vietnam, and Mexico depend on exporting to the U.S. to fuel their own economies. That means that when America buys everything from iPhones to sneakers, it can dictate the terms of trade. It can influence prices and keep whole economies around the world hooked on its 335 million consumers. That's the real source of America's wealth, not oil or agriculture or even tech. It's the fact that it's the world's biggest marketplace, and that's why trying to build manufacturing capacity inside the U.S. is such a bad idea. You see, making things at home is far more expensive. The U.S. has higher wages, stricter regulations, and a bigger middle class with more bargaining power than any other country in the world. A 2023 study found that reshoring electronics manufacturing could raise the price of smartphones by 20 to 30%. That'll not only pinch American consumers, but it'll also slow down spending, which will weaken America's grip on global trade. Other countries will look elsewhere to sell their goods, whether that's the European Union or India. Then there's the issue of geopolitics. As we saw during the pandemic and in the war in Ukraine, the U.S. wields enormous power as the world's biggest consumer. It uses this clout to enforce sanctions, like when it cut off Russia's imports of microchips and other tech products in 2022. That move alone crippled the Russian economy. If America makes its own goods, it loses that stick. Other countries will either make their own products or form new trade blocs, diluting U.S. influence. Finally, manufacturing just isn't the job creator it once was. Automation has slashed factory jobs by 30% since the year 2000. And those jobs that remain are often held by people of color and women who are paid less than men. Reshoring would likely benefit robots, not workers. Moreover, America excels in high-value, high-paying sectors like tech and finance. Apple, for example, is worth $3 trillion. Please share your thoughts. Thank you for watching.